Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump in the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Membership starts at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. In addition to that, if you are interested in joining any of our games, we have open slots available in a Friday early and the Friday evening campaign. One more player needed for the Friday early to begin, and one more slot available for the Friday evening epic level campaign. So, if you are interested in any of those, be sure to reach out to me and let me know. Or go through our Patreon, which is listed down in the description below. Alrighty, Argon, tell us what happened last week.
All right, so following the death of Sinclair, we decide by his religious beliefs that we would not try and resurrect him, and that we should continue the mission because he would want to keep his word with the merchant. So we called the ship back, and Broska carried the Sinclair's body on board the ship, and then we started exploring. Argon found a pit or a hole into a pit that had some runes that caused gusts of winds every time you tried to pass them. Eventually, Broska decides to do an Uncle Scrooge and dive straight through it into the coin bank below, assuming he could swim in coins. He was wrong. He landed hard on the coins. Then none of the rest of us could survive it. So none of us tried, but luckily Fordrum found a giant door hidden underneath the acid river. So, with a bunch of help from Zurzar, he managed to get it open, and we crawled down into what we assumed was the dragon's hoard. Oh, I forgot the part where we tried to harvest the dragon, and it turned into a big evil shadow necromantic thing. Taunted us, and then when a couple of people taunted it back, it cursed Zurazar for killing him. We head downstairs. We find a ton of coin, absolutely most of it being copper. We find a few other items, and a map to a place called the Caverns of Zerum, the Witch, or the Lich. Sorry, I don't know why I said witch in there. And Capriccio finds the goods that we were sent here for. So we send the ship back to Nicodranus to meet us there with the body, and then we teleport back, where Capriccio starts shrinking the box while Broska sprints through the town, trying to get the now smaller box back to the casino. Capriccio has to follow him and ends up riding on him to keep casting the spell as it failed. And eventually they get back, they turn it in, they get our payment. There was no extra diamond to be had, just what we had originally been promised. So then as we start to head back, we run into Tiffany, who has come to help prepare Sinclair's body. But the body's not here yet, so we sit down and join him for enchiladas. I'm sorry, it was empanadas, not enchiladas.
Close.
Where Capriccio seems to strike up a friendship with Tiffany. As we're sitting there eating, Argon starts hearing his mother's voice in his head telling him to go to the docks. He pretty much decides to instantly believe it. And so heads there, not realizing that everyone else has already followed him because Argon is unobservant most of the time. He gets to the dock to find it covered in illusion. As he goes through, he sees his mother, his father, a bunch of the Lyceum guards, and Mirian on the other side. Mirian has managed to cure Argon's mother, who has retaken her position. As she knows that Argon is not ready to come back to the Lyceum, but she needs to put protections in place for everyone. She has assigned one of the Lyceum guards named Cynthia to accompany us. So we are introduced to Cynthia as everyone else joins us. And we get ready to teleport back to Sinclair's homeland to have him buried with his people. And that is where we left off.
All right. So, to begin this session, we are going to go through the intricate rituals of Sinclair's people over in Marquette. Firstly, when you all arrive, you are met by the two massive minotaurs. They recognize the arrival of the two of you, and as they begin to, or the group of you, and as they begin to take stock of the coffin that he is laid in, the two of them begin setting up a bed in the middle of their fantastic tower that they have all the way out here. Laid down on pure sheets of silk and having a silk lattice laid over top of him. As they continue to draw forth as much of this lattice as they can, it begins weaving somewhat of a cocoon around his body. At the end, you all are instructed to walk alongside the two of them, as the black one goes in the front and the white one in the back, to lift up the bed and begin carrying him into his actual home. You all pass by the teleportation. As you enter in, you see that many of the people are beginning to line up around the massive stairs that lead down into this beautiful open plains that they call home, nestled somewhere hidden in some towers and towering mountains nearby. As you all walk beside the two minotaurs, every individual inside of this community lays down a single piece of wheat. You see them doing this, every single one. They place it on top of him until, at the very end of the stairs, the entirety of the bed and the lattice is filled with this wheat. The two minotaurs wander over towards this laid stack of highly piled wood, and they place the bed on top. As that is happening, you all see his great-great-granddaughter. She moves out from within the ceremonial building that they have nearby. She's holding a torch as she's walking by. Every single person in the tribe holds up their own unlit torches, and she uses hers to light theirs. The flame seems to flicker between multiple different colors as it does so, starting as a strong orange, fading to purple, red, green, blue, even white. As all of you are waiting nearby, you see a handful of the younger lizard folk wander up towards you all and hand you your own torches, unlit. She passes by everybody else in this community and ends with each of you. Argan, I assume you have the tact to stand at such an event? You're muted if you said something.
Yes, I would stand for the event.
Okay. Well, you are approached first, and As she lifts the torch to touch it against yours, you notice that the light burns strongly red, vibrantly so, and fairly powerful compared to the other ones nearby. She goes next over to you, Fordrum, touches it, and a softer orange glow emanates out from your flame of your torch. She goes next over to you, Zurazar. A very gentle flame erupts onto yours. Then over to Capricio's, where touching it causes it to flicker a few times. And then lastly, Braska. As her torch connects with yours, Braska, everybody watches as an intense white flame erupts from the top of it. The heat of this is very, very intense for most of you. She will nod slowly towards you, Braska. She reaches down to take your hand and begins walking you over towards the pyre that you see. As you stand there, she looks over the crowd. Death, for all his power, cannot carry water from the river to the gourd. And everybody seems to nod in unison. She'll look up at you, Braska, and gesture for you to place your torch on top of the pyre.
I do so.
As you do, you feel this tension that's been building inside of you this entire time begin to burn more intensely, matching the rhythm of the flames of the fire that begin to spread. Then after you, one by one, people begin walking over, in order of the intensity of the flames that they have to place them down. You stand to the side and watch as everybody places it, and that tension that you feel, that grip around your lungs and heart, Braska, becomes much more intense. But for some reason, the fire seems to relax that tension from you. Makes it feel more durable, despite the fact that the hairs of your body are beginning to sear very slightly towards the edges. As the last individual places their torch on top of the pyre, and then she turns to look at you, Braska. This means that while death may take the body, he will not be able to take the soul. And you all watch at the pyre. A respectful hour goes by with everybody staring at it, watching as this large blaze erupts into the sky, illuminating it for miles around you all. After that hour of grace, you begin to see the children running around and starting to play, not directly at the fire, but outside of it. All of the adults step forward, creating a circle around the pyre itself. You've spent enough time with Sinclair to understand that this is another portion of their ritual. The weight of death, the tragedy behind it, is meant to be worn and wear upon the shoulders and fronts of every elder of a community. And they are meant to shield the younger of the community from this, so that they may still enjoy everything that life has to offer, and so that everybody can see that death is a part of their journey. And it is meant to be enjoying your life as the process. When the pyre finally begins to smolder down, one of the older folk of the community wanders up to you all. Red scales are beginning to fade into a gray color. I assume you all will be participating in the construction of the Gone.
The what?
Beat me to it.
It is the gourd we create to nurture the deceased, to house their ashes inside of.
Yeah, we'll be part of that.
Well, they reach over and pick up a wooden ladle, hand one first to you, Broska, and then to everybody else. Who wishes to participate in the construction of this item?
Me.
Me.
I will.
All right. Then, as the three of you begin following the lead of everybody else of this community, they seem to be walking away from the pyre a very long distance. The entire time, the children are playing around them, throwing their balls over top of their heads and playing tag and running amok. As you all get over towards a stream, you see that people are taking one scoop of their ladle at a time and bringing it back over to the pyre. Seems to be 15 people in the community, plus the three of you participating in this. As you all get back there, you see that the elders are currently mixing the water into the ashes of this pyre to create a bit of a clay-like substance. And then they begin mixing that into actual clay and begin shaping it into the face of a gourd. One by one, these elders sit there constructing it by hand and making this object a very smooth and tall looking gourd. Handles on the side, but notably no intricate symbols yet. Then they begin passing it over towards the children. One by one, the children take out their small little etching tools and begin drawing shapes, designs into it. Some of them are making faces. Some of them are making hearts. Some are drawing stars inside of it, but they all seem to be etching something different into the gourd as a community. It is around this point that night has befallen. The warmth from the pyre is completely gone, and there is a chill moving through this open landscape. Once the last of the children have etched what they need to into it, the last remaining clay is placed around and sealed across all of it, as it is handed off to those that were closest to the deceased. They start first with his great-granddaughter, who draws into it the shape of his first mask that he had when he arrived. They then pass it over to you, Argan.
I will draw a shepherd's crook with a role he always wanted to fulfill.
Then, who do you hand it off to next?
I will hand it to Fordrum.
I'll draw the 2 coins that he would place on the eyes of the lost people so that they'd find their way.
And who do you pass it to next?
And I'll try not to take forever, and then eventually I'll turn and I'll hand it off to Zurazar.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to draw.
I think anything that reminds you of him.
I do a little doodle of a skull mask.
All right. Then who do you hand it off to?
Capriccio.
Capriccio has not joined as part of the celebration.
Well, if Capriccio is nowhere to be seen during this, that leaves Braska.
I would put in a little sketch of a fishing hook and line attached to a javelin with a little dragon as quickly as I can sketch that in.
Once it is over, the elders take it and begin wandering over towards the kiln. Just as quickly as they walk away with that and begin warming it, they begin handing out these smaller gourds to everybody. When you pop it open, it smells very strongly of grain alcohol. And then they start moving into the celebration of the life portion of this.
I drink mine, and if there's an extra one that was intended for Capriccio, I quickly grab it and fling it over to Braska. He might need 2 of these little things.
Fair. Now, as the drinking commences, people are dancing, people are singing, and you do notice that a handful of the warriors of this clan are back there, watching the outside perimeter, and periodically one of them will begin crying. And whenever that would happen, you notice that everyone in the community would begin to intensify their laughter, their joy, their games, becoming louder and louder to allow the individual to grieve publicly but with privacy. As this goes on for several more hours, at all times, your tiny gourds are constantly being filled with more alcohol. Every time you finish it, there is somebody wandering around handing out more and more. Several hours go by, and I believe most individuals who don't have a godly constitution or resistance to poison would be shit-faced.
I'm not getting drunk.
Okay.
I am.
So, towards the end of the evening, Zurazar, Braska, Fordrum, and only a few more individuals of this clan seem to still be awake. Most people falling asleep wherever they were. By the time dawn is rolling around, stories have been shared and tales have been asked from each of you to be shared with them, so people know what what he was doing in his life. Then at dawn, you all look over at the hut that the elder had walked into. And they begin stepping out with a firm and completed artifact. Made from the ashes of the deceased, from the water that nurtured them when they were young, and the clay that kept them grounded here in their life. It is placed directly on top of a pedestal that at some point was placed where the pyre was. And you watch as they bring over 2 guards to stand and stare at it. The elder will walk over to those that are still awake at dawn. Well, it is always a tragedy whenever a warrior dies. But they will be watched every minute of every day for the next week.
Why is that?
Sometimes the soul takes time to move where it is going. Worrying if they will be remembered, if they will be appreciated, can cause individuals to become spirits instead of allowing their soul to pass on. The next week, if their soul returns to look for their body, they will know that they are remembered, that they are appreciated, and that they may move on.
I assume I passed out long ago, so I'm assuming Fordrum and Braska and maybe Cynthia are the only ones of our group that are still awake.
And Zurazar, he said he's not
Oh
getting
yeah, because
shit-faced.
Zurazar didn't get shit-faced.
Yeah.
I would have passed out long before the rest of them did.
If you want to be coming to from your drunken stupor, you're more than welcome to.
What will you do after the week?
After the week, the artifacts will be placed into our temple alongside all of the others. There's a plot dedicated on a shelf directly next to his wife.
Yeah, you'd want that.
He would. It was one of his requests. I will hand her the wedding ring that I would have taken off Sinclair before, and I will give it to her. And he retrieved his wife's band when we were last here and had Fordrum combine it with his own. It's probably best if it's with them.
We will reheat it and then use that to join their handles together. For Jim, it means they're gonna cut it, expand it a little bit, and then heat it and press. Thank you for bringing him back here.
Yeah. I'm sorry we couldn't protect him, but to be fair, Sinclair always was more worried about protecting others than himself.
As a warrior should be. It is the warrior's responsibility to die in battle. It is their hope, it is their dream. And death is just one aspect of life, a phase of it. He now gets to continue to the next phase of his life.
Was there anything else, Argon, that he wished to have done?
Oh, not that I can remember. Let me go check.
I'm gonna tell the guards if a soul does show up here, let it into the urn, because he might fight his way out of whatever hell he's found himself in again.
There is one last piece. And I will pull Sinclair's sword out of the bag. And give it to Yuri. He wished this to go to the head of his clan.
Yuri will take the blade, having to wield it with two hands, but respectfully accept. Then she will walk over to you, Braska, as completely shit-faced as you are. The torch that you wielded showed how intensely you feel towards this situation. It is good that in his dying days he had a friend along the way, a fellow warrior.
Then I hope you don't take any offense. Truth be told, he and I really didn't get along too well, but...
I said Braska, not Zurazar.
Oh, oh, sorry, I thought it's Zurazar was still on. Might be.
Nope, Braska. Are you saying something, Braska?
No. I just had the damn right, and that was really all I had in the moment.
She'll take your hand and bow her head to touch the back of your hand with it. Then begin helping to clean up the area around. Few more hours pass by. Few of you end up falling asleep, as it has been one hell of a day. Braska, do you sleep?
Not yet.
The afternoon rolls around where everybody is now awake. Braska is still in the same place, looking at the artifact placed there, the Genna.
How many empty gourds are laying around Braska? Or have they just stopped showing up with gourds and left pitchers at this point?
They fill his one gourd up every time.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a part of the process.
I'll go sit next to Braska. Have you slept yet, Braska?
Not yet.
Do you intend to?
Not yet.
Are you drinking his portion?
Yep.
Then I will just keep you company while you do.
Better grab a seat. We're gonna be here a while.
Of that, I have no doubt, Braska.
He brings his seat everywhere.
I've been standing through all of this. I left my seat out of it.
Uh-oh.
So, some
Well,
more. Yeah.
I'll also sort of sit myself next to Braska. Just take a gourd, little hair of the dog from the night before, but I'm not gonna continue to get completely shit-faced. I'm already sore from, well, I healed it, but I'm not gonna continue to be in pain from this.
Oh shit! I forgot I have that fucking amulet, the one that heals me every time I drink. So I am. back
You're
to
full
I
health.
guess. Yeah.
You're definitely full of health, but you're full of alcohol poisoning and alcoholism. But you know.
Yeah. Let's examine one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Sinclair didn't drink. He'd always pass his drink over to Braska.
Yeah. So now that it's midday, you all sit there waiting for Braska again.
At
Yeah.
some point, Braska eventually raises one last full cup to his lips and then just turns and pours it out in front of the Genna. One's yours. All right, I think I'm ready to get going now.
Oh, sure. I'll be right back. I got a shield full of food. And come back and hand it to Braska.
Ah, you're the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just gonna be what he's doing for the next few minutes. Even by Braska standards, it won't be particularly graceful.
That's saying something.
So, at some point while you're eating, Vishram walks over to you, Braska. Squats down beside you and seems a little too close to your face.
Do I have something in there? I just start pawing at my face, trying to get whatever's in my beard out.
Who's to blame?
Good question that I have been thinking about.
Now, you all told the story about how he had died against the dragon. It was clearly told to everybody. but Vishram seems to be looking for something else. Why did he have to die?
Because he couldn't just sit back and just let me do my job.
Vishram nods.
Yeah, that's accurate.
But why?
When in the end, I think he chose to. We tried to revive him and pull his soul back to that body, and
Wouldn't
I
have
think-
it.
right. He had done enough. He had done a lot. So
Why were you there?
For the I am in no condition to answer that. That's a lot more than I could do right now.
As
We
you
need-
say that, Vishram stands up and uppercuts you as strongly as he can into your stomach.
I'm probably
Well,
gonna vomit more
roll
than a little.
initiative because Fordrum pulls a hammer on him immediately.
Do I see all this happening?
Of course. As soon as
Yeah.
you draw the hammer over towards him, he just squats towards Braska. Think! Why?
Because we needed diamonds. Strike another and die.
He'll look over at you. You're not a warrior. He needs this.
Fordrum walks over, puts his shield between him and pushes, and goes, I'm warrior enough for you. Strike a drunk man again, die.
And he'll lean over to you, Braska. Why did you need those?
For the fixing of the cursed things with
Why?
the icky thumb.
You still aren't sober, are you?
God, no. I've been at this for 15 hours.
There's a reason he chose to die. A reason he went out there. And you know what it is.
He wanted to help us.
Help you do what?
The saving of the world. The kicking icky thoughts ass. Some third thing, probably.
You, Argon! Your fire was intense, but not for mourning. Why?
Probably guilt as much as anything.
He stands up and now is walking over towards you, Argon, clenching his fists.
Gonna kind of.
It interposes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
Braska's
don't
on
need
that
to.
path,
Cynthia's
too.
already in between Argon and this guy.
And he'll
I'm-
lean over top of everybody towards you, Argon.
I'm like walking outskirts, just keeping it.
How is he
going
going to lead over Braska?
This is the Minotaur.
The
isn't it?
Minotaur.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Forgot
There's
who
already
he
a
was for a
protector
second.
that took all of you a lot. to
I
take
thought it
on
was one of the
one.
elders for a second.
No,
My
no.
bad.
Vishram is one of the two.
Okay.
And as he leans down over to you, Argon. I don't see any regret. Say it.
He died to a spell. That's as much as Braska claims it was his job. Spells and magic are mine. That's what killed him. He didn't die because the thing attacked him rather than Braska with physicality. He died because he cast a spell and I wasn't close enough to stop it.
Regret is purple. Yours was orange. Yours is anger.
Well, of course I'm angry.
Why?
Because he died. Unnecessarily. We went there for diamonds. It seemed like the right thing at the time, but God, there had to be a better reason to die than 1,000 gold piece worth of diamond.
He didn't die for diamonds.
No, he died for what our end goal was.
Which is?
To kill Trent. The same guy that poisoned my mother, who's threatened all of us, who seems to be this insurmountable mountain of death that we haven't found
he
a
wants to
counter
kill you
for.
guys too.
Yes, he wants to kill us along with our families.
So he'll squat down at this point, and now you see a smile on his face.
When you say squat down, how tall is he now?
Argon's height.
I can reach that.
You can. Well then. What are you gonna do about it?
Same thing we've been doing for months. Try and find these things and try and get them to someone who can destroy them so that we can go after him. It's been the goal. It's been the sole thing that we've worked for
Find
since
someone
we found out
else.
about it.
Find someone else.
We're not finding anyone else. We can't just stick a sword in him, or it'd have been done already. He's unliving. He's a living undead person, draining the life from living things. We have to find the pieces that feed his body and destroy them to then make the sword actually do something.
Braska, what is your job?
I hit the things these guys need me to hit, and I get hit for them.
He'll lean down towards you, Fordrum. What is your job?
I make the things that allow them to hit better. I protect whom I can. I fight where I want and can. I do a little of all.
He'll look over now at you.
And I'm the moral compass.
He'll look over at you, Zuvazar and Cynthia. What are your jobs?
Scout ahead, I gather valuable information to make sure that we're at least a step ahead.
Then I'll look at you, Cynthia.
Protect this one against the evil. And to make sure he keeps a cool head.
Then he'll look again over at you, Argon. And what was your job again?
Try to find out how to destroy these and transportation mostly.
Better.
And he's the smartest one of all of us.
Your job's the magic. You said the thing's magic and not dying. Your job. Am I missing it?
I'm fairly confused of what you're trying to insinuate here.
We're working on destroying them. We found someone that can destroy one, but he can only destroy one so often.
Unfortunately, destroying those things does pose a high toll on Miriam.
Let's not bring up names unnecessarily.
He's a good guy. We can trust him.
Not even a guy.
I don't know if you noticed this when you saw him last, Argon, but he was incredibly sickly from the time he started the surgery and long after. Something about a spell plague is what Thunderbrand called it.
I also okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I understand that we could possibly trust this guy, but we don't need to give out names unnecessarily, especially one that's kind of important.
I'm
Less
already
than-
forgetting the name. I didn't care that much about that.
Well,
See, told you.
I don't.
why are you questioning us?
I'm making sure you all have the right frame of mind.
Why will we not?
Who elected you to that position?
I'm the one who can look at you and see things. He points over at Braska. He is supposed to mourn, but he's not supposed to forget why. He doesn't know much. His job is to take a hit head on. Same as me. He was forgetting it. You three never forgot it. I never want to hear someone say, make it someone else's job again. Our warrior died to help all of you. Your job.
Without error, to correct you, your warrior died to also help all of you. So don't forget that part.
We won't.
Okay.
We've already been getting ourselves ready to reintroduce into the world when that is needed. The dead guy, not dead guy, has to be killed, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know how you're going to do it?
Yes.
No clue.
Well, we have a rough plan.
Do you know how you're going to figure it out?
Mostly involves going around picking up the things we've been picking up and then probably axe to face once that's all taken care of.
He'll squat up higher to be eye level with you again, Argon. Do you?
No. We've been going under the assumption that we need to find these and destroy them, but we honestly don't even know how many of them there are. Or where they're at this point. We just recovered the last of the one that we were actually aware of.
So you don't know how many? That's
No,
your
we could-
problem?
What's part of our problem?
Hmm.
The only way we know to destroy them evidently takes months of downtime to get rid of them. So we need to find a more efficient way to do it. And one of them's buried with some other even more ancient evil thanks to us, and we have to figure out a way to retrieve it.
Can you do that?
Do what?
Figure out how to destroy it.
I don't know, because I certainly haven't figured it out yet. If I'd figured it out, do you think I'd still be here wondering it?
He'll look over now at you, Braska. Can he figure it out?
I'm betting on it. I sure can. Not my job.
Pat you on the shoulder.
I stumble a little just because.
Still fucked
Boy,
up.
am I.
Well, we need to know where we're going after.
What you're going after?
Our home was threatened by the
Oh.
same man who was here once before. Our warrior was killed trying to go after that man.
Who knows of what he did when he was here once before?
Me.
And do you know if there was anything left behind?
He didn't leave anything. We ran him off, but just barely.
Do you have any fonts of life here? Oh, and what is the time frame you're talking about? Semi-recently or a long time ago?
He mentioned this last time you all were here, was the last person who tried visiting was the Trent person you assumed was Trent.
Right.
Yeah, and it was a few hundred years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
And I was wrong. I do know how many there is. There is 6. I forgot that I didn't know that. There
See?
is 6.
One problem done already.
And we found 3.
Mm-hmm.
Lost
But we-
one.
Didn't lose it. We stored
We know
it.
where it is.
Hey,
We
Cynthia.
stored it in a bad place.
Hey, Cynthia, stand guard. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have not let
What
this
happened
guy
to
anywhere
protecting
close
him,
to
huh?
Yeah.
And also, if you guys remember, the other group destroyed and found one.
I don't think we knew that.
No, he told you that when he came.
Marion told us that.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they found and
Yeah.
destroyed one. That's how he figured out he could do it.
Oh,
To be
okay.
fair, that was a big info dump.
Yeah, that's fair. That's why I'm just reminding you.
Yeah, because I guess that was So,
that's
there's
4.
2 left.
There's 2 left.
There's 2 we don't know where they are, and there's 1 that we have to figure out how the hell we're gonna retrieve it again.
And you need to know how to destroy them without needing months.
Yes,
Well, how?
I have a partial path towards that, but
Oh, yeah? What is it?
we have to go to the abyss.
Easy.
Is it?
No? That's your job.
Wait, was it the abyss or was it the shadow?
You had to go into the Shadowfell to get to the
Yeah.
To
abyss.
get to the abyss, unless someone happens to know of a planar key to the abyss, and then I can just teleport us.
Wait, keys?
Yeah,
Yeah, do you have one that
Blatantly.
looks like hell?
not hells; those are different.
Sorry.
You need a key.
I
Kind
need
of.
Kind of. I need something attuned to the plane of abyss to be able to teleport there directly.
Pretend you're talking to Braska.
You know what I bet is? I
Sir,
bet that scythe is.
what they need
Cynthia, shut. No, I'm kidding.
Go ahead, Cynthia.
You can explain it to him. Feel free.
What they need is an object from that realm.
Oh!
More than just something from that realm. It's not like a piece of dirt from the abyss counts as a realm key.
I
Not
think she
quite
was
that simple.
simplifying for muscle.
Vishram. So,
Would a rock from there do it?
Do you have a rock from hell that I don't know that we don't know about?
No.
I'm sorry, abyss.
Oh, sorry. I did remember there was one in my boot.
a staff?
But no, stone. It was a joke.
No, a staff from there.
You have a staff?
Sure.
It might work.
Well, there was a, shit. Botan! And you look at one of the people walk out of the hut looking shit-faced right now. You all remember Botan, the Master Bushido from the Loming Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Wanders over towards you all. Botan, weapon from the last king. Yeah? Do we still have that? Yes.
Wait, when he says weapon from the last king, I think in my head, speaking to the last king. Wait a minute. Did you used to be the king of the abyss or have weapons from the abyss?
It's complicated.
Didn't Sinclair's people make some sort of deal with, or the leader made some sort of deal with somebody, and that's how the portals opened? That's the war Sinclair died in?
Yeah.
Or was that against the devils?
That was how the war ended.
Okay.
How the war began was one of the other clans became taken over by a leader who was corrupted by the abyss. So,
I knew there was
we still
something
got
there.
that? Yes. Well, they need it. We can't just hand over one of our artifacts.
What if it's
We
a
could
matter
take it
of
if that
life and
helps.
death?
Yeah.
What if it's to avenge your fallen?
What if I trade you one in exchange to swap back later? To hold in collateral for the loaning of the item.
I do not care about its... It's historical to our people. What do you mean to help avenge our fallen?
These folks need a means of getting to the abyss. This one has the means magically, but not an object of the abyss. Not one strong enough. They need something of significant affinity in order to get there to finish breaking these items so that they can get rid of the scourge that your fallen one fought and died to protect y'all from.
Vishram? Is all of this true? I don't know, ask him. He's the one who does the magic shit.
Yes, he is telling it the way that the truth.
I can't physically lie.
Well, that would be fine if any of us knew that or had any reason to believe that, other than the fact that we met you 2 days ago.
So you remember how open Tiffany was?
Yeah, but there's no
They're gonna
reason
find out.
anybody in. Yeah,
They'll find
Well,
out in time.
Okay,
They'll find out in time.
so now I lost track. We, in order to destroy the person that's ultimately the goal that Sinclair was after, with the threat to everyone, we need to destroy 6 items of his that are all created, tainted, channeling the abyss in some form or another. And from everything that I've been able to research, the only way to accomplish that, other than one loophole we've managed to find, but has months of cooldown basically, it has to be done in the abyss. So we either have to travel through multiple other planes to get there, or I've studied enough portals that I know how to transport to another plane. But in order to do so, you need a focus that will tune you to that plane.
The last king's staff is a jaded and pained item. If you are trying to channel any magic from it and use it at all, it will attempt to take you over. Only the most powerful of minds can withstand that. Do any of you have an impregnable mind?
Yes. Wait. No. Wait. What's that mean?
Mind, not head.
Impregnable? No. I've got a strong fortress. I have ways of building it up stronger when necessary. I don't know that anything's impenetrable, to be truly honest.
One of you is going to handle it, you have to be able to withstand it. It's particular about its distaste towards mortals.
Impregnable.
What is it?
It's a staff. A large stick imbued with a lot of magic.
Yep. I know.
Meant for both hitting and casting.
Yeah.
Can I hit 2 cast? Or do
I
I
don't-
just cast hit?
Does it have to be used?
Was it wielded by the ex-king?
The last king wielded it. It is believed to be the thing that corrupted him.
What if I just wanted to use it as a link to the plane and not actually wield it?
If you're connecting between the planes, you must be holding and wielding the object and channeling the magic through it, leaving yourself susceptible. You could try, but somebody must have full control over the staff before you do, or else you may become as corrupted as he was.
I've got a lot of resilience when it comes to protecting my mind, but
If the only way this will work is if I'm the one doing it, because I'm the one that has to have it in order to cast the spell.
Well,
what they said was you need someone to tame it so that you can safely use it.
And you said it dislikes mortals?
it despises mortals.
I could handle it.
That is an
I'm not
interesting
mortal.
point.
Oh yeah. Cheat.
What do you mean cheat?
Capriccio is the only one here who's not immortal, technically.
I forgot that you're not immortal.
My Riz is immortal.
Sword, what you got on this?
Is your mind impregnable?
I don't know what that means still.
Not
It means it has no door, Braska.
yeah.
Or no entrances. No holes.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
It's more like Swiss cheese, isn't it?
Vishram, your mind is a hole. Stop. What about you? What's your job? Looking at you, Capriccio.
I bring life and hope.
Do you think your mind is strong enough?
I have a pretty nice mind, and I adjust my hair.
I will let you examine it and see if this is a quality of item that could help you with it.
Okay. Can you repeat the description for it?
For the staff?
Yes, for the staff.
Well, it hasn't been described to you yet. Other than it's a
Oh.
big stick meant for hitting things and casting spells.
Oh, it hasn't been described yet. I thought it was.
Yes. And just as a reminder, sorry, this guy is the asshole. Botan was the one who really doesn't like outsiders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that the black one or the white one?
He's the white one.
Okay.
He hates everybody who's not like him.
Botan's the one that had the lover, I thought.
Botan does
see
have
what
the
you're
lover,
doing.
but they're also the one who had the biggest distaste towards. He has a distrust of people that seem too shielded
Oh.
by soft walls, as he puts it, and outsiders.
Oh, I'm still one of those.
Now I remember him.
Yep. So, he'll walk you all inside of the temple, where he brings you over towards a staircase that goes around the walls itself, landing at each of the platforms up to a higher area. Once all the way at the top, you see that there are multiple different objects that seem to be wrapped up in silks with these large green chains that all have locks around them and magical wards placed all across the back wall for protection. Not as secure as, say, the Lyceum Argon, but this looks more secure than what you would anticipate from almost anybody else. He goes over towards one of these objects, touches the chain, and begins moving the object out towards you all without touching the silk. Placing it down, he gives a prayer, and then the lock opens. Then he gestures at you, Capriccio. Vishram looks over at you, Fortrum. You might
Yeah.
want to get that hammer ready.
Okay.
If he starts acting out, you gotta knock him out fast.
Ready?
Brosco, you too?
Yep.
All right, me too. And the three of you are leaning over top of Capriccio, ready.
I stand within like 15 feet of Capriccio.
I am also ready. The flat of my axe to just like fly swat him.
Clap. Stop it.
Yeah.
So,
I cast bless.
No.
There.
Thank you.
So, as you begin unraveling this staff, you are unraveling it, right, Capriccio?
Yes.
It appears to be a long or a short staff that has many different hooks and grooves to it, but relatively straight. There's a grip guard close to the head of it that is made out of some type of scaled substance that is malleable enough your hand can fit around it. Right at the edge of that, there's this long silver chain that droops over towards the bottom half of the staff. That is a long obsidian piece. It feels metallic in nature, but you can't really place what it is. The head of the staff seems to curve, almost like a crescent move, and resting up inside appears to be this white orb that has a soft gray shadow on the inside. And the bottom of it seems to be this hooked, almost like dagger that is placed in a manner that you could easily use it as a walking staff if need be, but if you turned it around, you could easily stab right into somebody with it. As soon as you look at this...
It's kind of metal.
Hmm?
That's kind of metal.
Yeah. As soon as you look down at this, you feel some type of presence emanating off of it. What do you do?
I can grab a hold of it, right?
You can?
I will do so, and I will attempt to commune or reach out to this presence that is within the staff, I imagine. It's not like around it, it's in it.
Okay. As you begin to attempt to commune with it, you see that there's this glow all across it of that whitish orb towards the top. And then you feel the presence of whatever this is as it reaches out towards you. Everybody sees the glow of it, and then the pulsation pushing towards Capriccio. Capriccio, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against
Yeah.
charm or fear?
Charm.
You have advantage.
And you're blessed.
Why do I have advantage?
Something I do.
Oh, okay.
I emanate an aura that settles the mind.
It's a brain power aura.
Well, 27 is not bad at all.
I would say it's not.
As you feel the presence beginning to move across your mind, you feel it almost like these tendrils reaching out to clasp over your mind. You can almost feel the pressure of something trying to squeeze and snuff you out and take control, but you manage to keep yourself as fortified as you can. It seems to move around inside of you, trying to find an entryway through any of your history, any of your memories, anything that you hold dear, trying to find a weak portion, and you continue to follow it in perfect unison. After a moment goes by, you feel that this staff's presence lingers around your mind, but seems to hover. And it seems to be waiting for an opportunity, an opening that you have. Capriccio, while you are wielding this staff, it takes your full concentration just to not let it take over.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right.
How do we know you're you?
Uh, I don't know.
I should have worked out a password ahead of time.
We're not good at the thinking thing.
The staff would know of a password.
Say something cute and stupid.
Excuse me.
That's him.
So do you think you would be able to wield this so that he can use it as a channel without his mind becoming blank?
For now, at least.
Very well. Let's wrap it back up. These silks stop any type of psychic energy from leaving or passing through them. These chains stop any type of otherworldly presence from sensing it. And the lock makes sure that it can't vibrate itself out.
So the energy inside of it is psionic.
Of sorts.
And these are what we're wrapping up the staff in?
Yeah. The silks, the chain, and then the lock.
Right.
You're a priest, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to know this prayer.
Okay.
It is a prayer to protect the deep from the abyssal Fire Lord.
Okay.
And he goes over and tells you a specific prayer that is needed to unlock the lock. The prayer must be spoken by a priest or the lock will not unlock.
Okay. I commit it to memory.
I suggest you take some time to make sure that you can do this without it taking over. One of the goals of the last king was to find a way into the abyss, and it would be very bad if it controlled you and found its way into the abyss. Take some time. Acquaint yourself with it. Make sure your mind is not full of holes.
We will be sure to be cautious with it. Until Capriccio is 100% sure that he has control of it, we won't use it.
I give them a thumbs up and a big smile.
And don't lose it. That's an artifact of our history. It's important to remember even the bad.
I understand that.
Vistrom looks over at him. Thank you, Botan. All of you can go. I have to reorganize these things. It's unsymmetrical now.
All right, so one problem down, 3 to go.
Woo!
Vistrom
So
will then go over to you Argon. Squat to be eye level. Anger is good. Anger gets shit done.
Not when you lose control of it.
Then don't. That's what I do.
Anger is the greatest motivator I've ever seen.
It's not as powerful as love.
It's pretty fucking strong, dude.
Anger can make you do things you wouldn't normally do. It's not always good.
So can
Okay,
love.
love.
What's the same shit
Yeah,
for
I
me?
haven't. Love's not an emotion.
I get
Argon has a
comfortable
ton
and
of
settle
pleasure
into
with.
this philosophical debate with a mule man about love and
You mean
anger and their
a demigod
functionality.
minotaur who represents hatred?
Right.
Have you never been loved, Argon?
Oh, that's so
You've
awkward.
been his mom.
Right.
In my family's own way.
There are other people in the world.
Just by us.
What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't be afraid of your anger. Control it as you need to, but you have to direct it. Trying to snuff out the flame will only cause those closest to you to get burned. Focus it.
I will try. I can't say any more than that.
Then he'll lean over to you, Fordrum. I like you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Not many people will stand up to me.
I love my friends.
Hmm.
So you made me angry. Good.
He gives you a thumbs up. All right. Hey. If there's a battle that's going to be had, you give us a heads up.
We will be sure to do so.
When you say us, we should contact you.
Yeah.
Right?
My brother doesn't handle the war. I do.
Yeah. Well, I will send you a sending if I know something's coming.
Perfect. And also, if you have like a map of places we shouldn't destroy.
We'll work on it and get back to you.
I just take a spin and look at the numbers of people in this area and think, nah, I'm not going to worry about that yet. But sure.
We'll let you know before we need to destroy everything else.
Good. Well, my job's done. My shift to watch is in a couple of hours. I'll see you.
Goodbye.
And he whistles
Yeah.
while walking away.
I don't think he made any more sense than he did the last time we were here.
Didn't we kick his ass last time we were here?
No, we tried and
I was gonna.
we did nothing to him. Basically.
I thought we did some things to him. I know he's got his other half. I know we beat him.
You guys got him hurt. He was hurt.
Are we talking about the good, or are we talking about the guy who just walked away, or the other guy?
Oh, the other guy.
Okay. I thought
Which makes the other one stronger.
Yeah. That's the dilemma of fighting them. If one is weaker, the other is stronger. So the more you hurt the one, the more powerful the other becomes. Yeah, there's a metaphor in there somewhere. But anyways, now that the ceremony is over, and the goals are realigned, I think we can now go on break, everybody. Be right back.
Be right back.
Alrighty, everybody, we are back. So, where last we left off, the party had just gotten a shock to yourselves to make sure you were following the same course of action, pursuing the same goals that you need to be in order to honor your fallen comrade, and also in order to make sure that you don't fall into any pits of despair or anger or any of those things. Now that you've all righted your memories and minds, who's going to be carrying the wrapped up staff? I need to know.
I can put it in my
If you say
Quiver,
bag
if
of
you-
holding, that is...
no the quiver. I don't have a bag of holding.
Quiver is basically the same thing, I'm assuming, as a bag
It's an
of
extra
holding.
dimensional
It's
plane.
dimensional space.
I mean, if I'm the one that's gonna be messing with it, I feel like I should get familiar with it and carry it. Unless it's... How much does it weigh?
About 10 pounds.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna be like, wait, can I even carry this thing?
No, you can absolutely. It's more of a staff that you could utilize it, you imagine, as a dagger or a spell focus. It's more of a scepter, I suppose. But for you, your size is like a quarterstaff. So.
Everything is a staff to me.
So, you call up your airship, and you decide that you want to go sailing. Until which point, Capriccio is acquainted with this staff. Positive that he can maintain his composure and control long enough for Argon to transport you all into another plane of existence before wrapping it back up. And
We're
maybe,
buddies.
just potentially, being able to control it. So,
Attune to it, Capriccio. Attune to it.
let it flow through you.
Crawl deep into your mind.
All right, so I have two things to do, and I've got towards the end of that, I've got one thing for you to work on, Zurazar.
And what would that be?
So I want to read through the books that we found in the Two's lair.
Okay.
Not there was other sets of books besides the ones that had the spell. There was the other ones Braska found that were behind a shield that I dispelled.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will hand a piece of magical paper to Zurazar so that you can write whatever note you want to write so you have time to prepare to figure out what you want to write to try and bait them into attacking us at the town.
Which
And
town?
I'll give you whatever information I find out of that book that could be helpful to that.
I do want to know which town, just so I can prepare my map.
Didn't we already pick it?
Yeah, it was Shady Creek.
Shady Grove.
Okay, you didn't change your minds. Good.
No.
Good.
So let me ask this before we even begin on this epic quest of book reading. Who am I going to be impersonating?
We thought about impersonating Reggie at one point, which would explain the paper. But yeah, I guess you could theoretically pretend to be whoever you want. Another Volstrucker that doesn't want to be named. They're the only ones that theoretically know about the paper.
Do you think Reggie would be the best course of action?
I mean, he's a known turncoat. So there's nobody that turncoats a second time more than someone that turncoats the first time.
What if we have it in a way to where he wants to go back into the fold, and he's willing to come there with a peace offering and renewing his fealty to...
We might hold that for a surprise attack.
Well, no, that's how we're going to get them to the town.
Yes,
that
I'm
we're
gonna...
going to already be waiting at.
I know, but I'm saying that the offering of Reggie might be a good bait for Trent later.
Oh, that's
I doubt
actually...
it, because
No.
he was there when Argon's mother was attacked, and he took her away. He got her out of there in time.
Right.
But he could
I
also.
don't think he's going to be a good turncoat as far as
Maybe.
Trent's concerned.
Maybe
Well-
he had the realization that she's weak, and so are the people working with her.
And we have to also consider that he could have easily just said that he did that just that way he can keep his cover with the Lyceum.
I am also kind of working under the assumption that the twos would never tell Trent that that's who contacted them. They're doing this on their own kind of thing. So there's no reason we couldn't use it twice.
They did mention when
That's
you
fair.
said you were scrying on them that they definitely wanted to not have Trent be aware of some of their doings.
Yes. I think that was kind of the whole premise, was that we thought they would try and deal with it rather than send Trent, because they want the coup or, the gain, whatever, not just Trent to go do it and build up his own power base even more.
Then maybe we blackmail them instead.
Well, let's see what's in the book and see if there's anything worth blackmailing him about.
Okay.
I mean, more than likely.
So during your week, you're going to be researching the books, Argon?
Yes.
Okay. So let's begin with your thing. Oh, wait. Downtime. You know how this goes by now. Unfortunately, you don't really have people to pay to help you. So intelligence check,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. I will
No.
burn. What were you saying, Zin?
Oh, I was just wondering, would it be investigation? To go
You
through
ask
the
this literally every time we go over
It's
it. No.
always in check.
Yep.
book? Okay.
I will burn one of my 3 inspirations this game. Oh, I forgot to click it. So,
It's still not bad.
18's not bad.
Okay.
Can I bless him? I'm
No,
kidding. I don't
guidance
bless.
is the only thing that would work, and that would be if the person's literally giving him guidance every single minute over the week that he's
That-
researching.
I also don't have guidance.
Man, never a team player, huh?
What are you talking about? I'm
joking.
always a team player.
I'm joking.
The benefits me anyway.
I help except I'm filing.
Yeah, you're fighting.
I'm sorry. I pour something off the ship in your honor.
Argon, I need you
Yes.
to roll me 2 d6s.
Okay.
Don't roll low.
3
How's
and
the-
4.
3 and 4.
7.
Okay. Now, the language inside of these books seems to be Zemnian in nature, but you're able to use your spell to better decode it a little bit while you're trying to research them. However, they are still a little bit coded beyond that, and you're having difficulty figuring out an exact translation of many of the things, since they are using cryptic wording in order to avoid making the information too easily obtainable. The paranoia on these individuals is astonishing. However, you do pick out a couple of bits of information. Bit number 1. While the 2 siblings have been experimenting with their magical capabilities, the brother's abilities become... His arcane ability becomes less predominant when his sister is further away because of a mental bond the 2 of them have been building since they were very young. Meaning his ability to focus on spells and such becomes more trying and difficult for him if she is too far away. The range at which appears to be 120 feet. The next thing you realize while researching all of this is, in order for them to create these very powerful specters or ghouls of any variety, the ritual that takes place has a unique signature that accomplished mages would be capable of seeing with spells like See Invisible or True Seeing. Where they would be able to see the amount of magic that is flooding into that area while they are constructing them.
Okay.
Any questions pertaining to those 2 factoids you find out while researching their book.
So 120 feet, that one I get. And then with true seeing, not with see invisibility, I'm assuming.
Correct.
I can see into what they're doing when they're...
If you were within 5 miles and you cast that spell, you would see the amount of magic that is filtered in to create these grotesque monstrosities of undead. So it's something that they need to be keenly aware of for some reason.
Okay, so they need to stay more than 5 miles away from prying eyes. Or in theory, they're going to try to.
Yes.
Is really what I'm getting at there.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so nothing helps with the blackmail, really, but still good to know about the 120 feet one for sure. And the fact that they probably haven't met up with any others, I would be my guess.
If you're wondering about the blackmail, they are acutely paranoid, even as far as Volstruckers go. Just because we know Zurazar is a great manipulator.
So maybe we either we still keep Reggie as the bait, or do we know if Volstruckers know each other, or is it one of those things to where Volstrucker agents like to not know one another just to save themselves any sort of undue knowledge they don't need to know?
I think they don't tend to interact unless forced to.
So add a character just to kind of give an idea. Are we talking like very Sith Star Wars where they try to fuck over each other, kind of in a way?
That's the impression I've always gotten. I don't know if that's 100% true or not.
So, are you guys aware of the numbering system, the ranking system for them? Okay.
Yes.
Not me, actually.
Reggie has told us about it at least at one point, or I think.
Argan, do you want to explain it to Zurazar?
Well, I mean, there's a ranking system based upon their title is based upon their rank within the power within the Volstruckers. So the 2s would be the second most powerful set of Volstruckers. We know they have chosen not to try and take on the number 1.
The all-seeing eye?
Yeah, because they feel they can't beat him. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a hierarchy of power that you move up either by proving that you're better than the other one or by killing the other one above you, kind of thing.
So let me ask this then: the one we killed in the crypt outside of the Raven Queen's temple, what number were they?
I don't think we have known the number of the one that we killed.
Y'all know that he wasn't the only one that worked out of that location.
Yeah, because Bernie told us that.
Yeah.
Did you guys know his special Volstrucker ability?
Wasn't it the Wall of Force?
I don't think that was his Volstrucker ability. He was making those creatures.
Yeah, he's making those Grim Reaper things.
Right, and he had an item that put up that wall, but I don't know that we know his Volstrucker ability. We never dug that deep into the Volstruckers up until the 2s got involved.
Yeah. They made it personal.
Yes.
Well, shit then. I mean,
the other option we have now, Zurazar, now that Sinclair is no longer with us, we could claim that we still have her scythe. Sinclair never wanted to put that on the table, and I get why, because that was very important to Sinclair and his faith. And we don't have it. We stored that safely away.
We don't.
We could claim we have it.
However, they don't know that.
Right.
What we could do, and this is going to be morbid, but this could benefit us. We can say that we have confirmed, or we have killed Sinclair, and that we have taken his scythe. And then
Go ahead.
Killed Sinclair, taken the scythe, and we wish to give this as a token of our continuing loyalty to the Empire.
Okay, so they didn't know about Sinclair? having the scythe.
Then we can say
Probably.
we killed. Then we can say we killed the person who has the scythe. And
They-
the fact that we know about the scythe.
They know they
we
left
were.
it.
Yeah, they know
They
they left
just
it
know
there.
we had
were
it.
They know we entered the cavern after they left it there.
We could just say, "Hey, found your scythe," and skip
Yeah.
the whole "we murdered a guy" part. Is
Well, I
all I'm
mean-
saying.
That's true.
That I mean, they're probably going to be asked how we got it, so we're going to have to say we killed
We-
someone.
No,
Or we could
because
just, or we could say, "Hey, you dumbasses left it in a cave, and we took it."
So you
We're-
just want. Oh, good.
we're known to have worked with Reggie, especially Fordrums and Argon have known him for a long time.
Mhm.
And Reggie saved Argon's mother. So it would be plausible that we gave it to Reggie to hold.
So we're still using Reggie as the scapegoat.
I think that he's our best bet. But I don't really, I mean, that's just my thought.
That's gonna be our best course of action. I think so. We tell them that us, Reggie, were able to retrieve the scythe, and that we wish to return it back to the rightful owner, and let's say under a deal. That way, they have a bit more of a desire to come over there. They have something that they want, and they will think that they have something that we want.
Yeah, you want to make a deal with them, the scythe, for something. And that you'll only tell them what that something is in person.
I like
Kinda
this
thing.
idea. I like this idea. It's a mixture of blackmail and bargaining. I like it.
They were probably not let into the loop of what Mr. T has been doing either.
I'm sure they haven't. I doubt
probably-
any of them have been.
He's probably training to fight Rocky.
I don't think you would want to let them know because someone might try and usurp him.
Mr. T pities the fool.
What was his name in that? Clubber Lang, right?
Yeah. Clubberlang, yeah.
Yeah. Because he just wanted to fight everyone. Okay, yeah. I will write a. Do Volstruckers like a very call it a lyrical note, or do they like something very short and to the point?
I think Reggie was kind of short and to the point. Reggie's never come off to me as loquacious.
I like that word. No one ever uses it.
I don't even know what it means.
It's okay, Broska. I'll teach you one
Wordy.
day.
And
Word, yes.
words like that allow
Oh.
you to use a lot fewer words when you're
All right, so then I will craft. I'm not gonna write it on the magic paper yet
Okay.
because I at least want to get a couple drafts so that way we can pick out the one that we want the most. I
Mhm.
won't go into detail of what each draft wants, but just basically just kind of for flavor. But yeah, I'm just gonna write out a couple and see which ones look the best, and whichever one does, I will put it on the magic paper.
Okay, so you're asking everybody else to assist you with your roll that you're about to make?
Yeah, because that way everyone has because everyone knows Reggie better than I do, so I want to make sure that everyone can be like that one, and then that's the one I will use.
Forgery check, utilizing intelligence, or wait, charisma, because you're lying to be him, with advantage if everybody's willing to help you with what they know about Reggie. Reggie would never use that word.
All right.
I don't know anything about Reggie.
Ooh, I forgot to roll with advantage. My bad.
Guidance.
Yeah, that was definitely a 10 or lower roll.
That was a 3. 24
Oh,
again.
jeez.
Roll your
I'll-
That was a 9.
Suck.
Well, I'll use my can I use my game inspiration?
No, that
Actually-
doesn't allow you to have a reroll.
Can,
That just
can
gives
I
you a
chronal
reroll.
shift him?
Sure.
And then if that doesn't work, I've got my ability check reroll too. Sorcery points. Sorcery points. Come on. You're good at this. You're meant to be good at this. That's
There
it.
you go.
Are you content with that roll?
Hold on. I got a D4. 34. Yeah, I think so.
That's a dirty 34.
That is a. Oh God, I was one off from a nat 20. That's
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I meant.
But you made it up with the guidance.
Yeah, I mean, can
Kind
I
of like a nat 20.
use my sorcery point to reroll the d4?
No.
Damn it. I mean, 34 is still really good.
So, it is very difficult for you to dull down your letter to make it sound more Volstrucker. You need concise, precise words that are intelligent without being ostentatious. And that's the difficult part for you. That's the part that you end up having to rewrite multiple times. Staying away from all of those words that make you sound eloquent. That's never the purpose of them. The purpose of them is to be efficient, despite anything else. Intelligent words are only useful if they are efficient. You devise something that more or less states that you are Reggie, that you slayed the individual who had her scythe, and that you are willing to bargain for it, but she must meet you at Shady Creek Run in a few short days. Everybody looks at this, and for the two of you that know Reggie more intimately than anybody else other than maybe his mother, you come to the realization that looks like Reggie wrote it. That sounds phonetically exactly like him. You would imagine him saying this exact thing to an individual.
I'm gonna turn off my face, and then I'm actually Reggie.
Oh, God.
Don't go.
I was never here. Cool. Yeah, if that's the case, then I will write that out on the magic piece of paper. And goodbye. I will see you soon.
Alrighty.
Were you using any of your 6th level spells?
Yes. So I have one last thing to do, and that's Joey. I want to try and attune to the necklace, the dragon, the runecraft, the contingency necklace that we got off the dragon.
Oh.
Wait,
What are you unattuning to?
Did we try to identify? Did we identify it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Roman's runecraft, and it has to do with enhancing the contingency spell.
Oh yeah.
Yep. What are you unattuning to attune to this?
I guess my staff.
Ooh, okay.
Well, it's either because don't the Lyceum robes require? Actually, I don't remember what the Lyceum's robe do now because I couldn't find the post of what the change was
Oh,
when we redefined them.
you're a teacher, correct?
Yeah, no, I'm still a graduate.
Lyceum graduate. Grants you +1 to all of your saving throws,
Okay,
as well as your AC.
okay. Did that require? I don't think it required attunement though, did it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, then
It
don't.
requires you attunement to be able to teleport into the Lyceum, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, if I use it to teleport.
Yeah, but you only get one of those. And then
Right.
you gotta go talk to Mama about getting
Right.
recharged.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So I don't need to be attuned to that right now. So that leaves me attunements because I have 4 attunement slots because of Mystic's conflux. So I
Required to connect to this item seems incredibly significant. So much so that the other items you are currently attuned to seems to take up too much of your attention to allow you to grab onto this.
oh
You can sense that it is welcoming to you, but it's contending for the same portions of your mind as your chair are.
oh the chair.
They're both the same level of artifact.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So would he need to replace other one of his things and keep
No.
the chair?
No.
I have to replace the chair.
If, that's if you want to attune to this.
That's
I know, evil DM.
That is cruel, Joey.
to do this on the same session as Sinclair's funeral.
The
Not
greatest
like we're
loss of
throwing
the
the chair
party.
in the fire.
The chair!
All right, I have to see what this thing does. I'm going to cast Demiplane, and I'm going to store the chair in the Demiplane.
Okay.
And then I will try and attune to this. I will unattune.
Up to...
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
But if you stub your toe, you immediately die.
Yeah. Assuming you're not
Well-
wearing any armor, you're under the effects of mage armor. Sorry, that
Right.
part needs to be specified.
I understand
But-
that. It doesn't stack.
What you
I
realize,
already
though,
have his
is
toes.
you can place a contingency into this, and somebody else can have the contingency.
Oh.
It does not stipulate that you have to cast it. You or another creature cast into it.
Oh, but someone else has to. They have to be able to cast contingency.
No. You,
I can cast it
It's-
targeting someone else.
if somebody else is attuned to this amulet, and you cast contingency, they gain it because of the amulet.
Oh.
We
Yeah.
can
Yes.
hold the spell for.
So
you.
I can put contingency into it for somebody else,
Yes.
but they have to be attuned to it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
So it's actually more of a one for somebody else to wear with me shoving contingencies into it.
or you could wear it, and you could have two contingencies up at the same time.
Okay.
Because you put one into the amulet and one on yourself.
Right.
But yeah, it's versatile.
Okay. Well, I will share that with the group. If anybody can come up with some good ideas on how to use that,
Keyword abuse, but yeah.
abuse that, I can think of a few. But
Like what?
I have a spell that I've always wanted to give Braska that I've never been able to, which is Flickering Flame, which allows you to teleport every turn into a burst of fire damage every time you land. And it just allows him to teleport around everywhere for an entire minute.
That
But
does
we-
sound interesting.
We would have to be fighting a bunch of things for it.
Argan, your friend is one who willingly loses his mind in battle?
Yes.
I don't think that would work on him.
He can't cast spells, the amulet would cast it.
No, he can't concentrate.
He doesn't concentrate either. The amulet does.
The amulet's doing it.
Oh, wait, no. No, you're correct.
Oh, does it count
Yeah.
as him
Yeah,
casting it?
you
Oh.
it cast it, and you take the concentration for yourself. So yeah, Braska would.
All right,
if it's
so
a
we take Braska out of
concentration-
it.
Well, for concentration spells.
Right, but all of the good spells are concentration spells.
Fire shield's not.
Oh, isn't it?
You don't need fire shield.
I do have Fire Shield.
Yeah, but
You
if
can
you have
set
fire
it to
shield,
cold.
yeah, but if Braska can
You
hit
have
all-
resistance already when you're in your raid.
Yeah.
well, no. Here's the thing: if Braska
But it also
gets
does
hit,
damage to people that
What
are
were you
close to
saying,
me.
Subazar?
if Braska gets hit all the time with a fire shield, then any single time he gets hit, he's just gonna do more damage. So I mean, I don't see the downside to
Exactly.
this at all.
The downside is a flaming furball comes running after you. You go after the wizard in the back. You go,
Again, I don't see
"No."
the downside.
Just-
All right, well, we can discuss that out of.
The point is there are other spells that would work quite
Yeah.
well.
We can discuss options over the week in Discord and decide what we think the best use of this is.
Okay.
Because I have no problem with somebody else putting contingency in it for somebody else. Or I can have two contingencies, but
Too bad that we don't have something as simple as like mind shielding. So if Capriccio starts to have a hard time, he could say a code word.
I do, but it's an 8th level spell.
Oh,
And you can only put
never
up to a
mind.
fifth into.
Are you saying
Right.
you want to give Braska a safe word?
I do know one potential absolute abuse combo that would make it worth me giving up another magic item.
I thought you were gonna say you knew a safe word. I was about to be really excited, but oh well. Hope stashed.
I only know danger words. But
What was your thought, Braska?
if you could stick Tensor's transformation in there.
I don't know that spell.
Thank you for not taking it.
Yes.
And I'm not putting it into your random loot rolls. I'm telling you that now.
It's fine.
No.
Would
That's not the kind of spell that Argon would research.
Just put it on the chair and start running people over with it. That's your steel wind strikes, just curving into people with your chair. That actually sounds
Joey,
hilarious.
would I know of spells that they use on the Lyceum guards to prevent us from being like affected by spells?
Well, they only ever get up to 3rd level spell slots.
The one I'm thinking of is a 3rd.
Which one?
Intellect Fortress.
I don't know it.
Yeah.
So, problem solved. There's a lot of good contingencies that I just don't know. So, mirror image is good, but it's a defensive one, and I don't know if Braska needs more defensive stuff. Though it could be useful for anybody else too.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't
but
have to
yeah.
be Braska either. So I've got greater invisibility. I could give
Here's the thing.
Surazar a ability to say a word, get greater invisibility for a
Yeah,
minute.
here's the thing about giving Braska more defensive stuff. It sounds like a good idea, but if the enemy can hit him, they're
Right.
gonna come for us.
Right, which people already come after me enough as it is. So
Yeah.
A greedy
Give
wizard would
Zurazar
just put
greater
2
invisibil-
contingencies on himself.
Yeah. If I give Zurazar greater invisibility, he might run into the fight sooner.
That was shady. That was shady.
That was...
I mean, I
That
can run
was
in.
shady.
I mean, the issue with me is that I'm always in the fight. I just always like I go in the fight, then I leave the fight.
No, I know.
You're in the initiative, yeah.
That's I don't. Well, no. I
So
will
what-
say I'm not afraid of getting into the thick of it, as you saw in the dragon fight.
I know we're teasing you.
So
You
what
got
you're
it at the
saying
last
is
second.
you're
Still
having
got the
an
kill, didn't I?
issue. What you're saying is you have an issue getting into the fight.
I mean, I only have
Not fast enough.
30 speed, so yeah.
I do have haste.
I have haste too.
That's dope.
Oh, well, you have haste.
Yeah, but that's also like a 3rd level that
Oh.
a very precious 3rd level that I barely have.
Yeah. So I could do contingency. Haste is a spell I could do. Gaseous form is way too slow. That would not help you or help
That-
anybody.
I was that way after the empanadas.
I've got that teleport spell, but that's concentration.
What's that?
Oh,
Far
greater
step.
invisibility. Oh, yeah. What?
Far step would be good.
I don't have far step.
Oh, it's such a good spell. It's just like a concentrated misty step, but better.
Yeah.
Well, if you're ever within 30 feet of me, I can throw you another 30 feet.
Enlarge isn't a bad one.
What do you
I do
what do you
have
mean?
enlarge.
What do you mean? Throw me an extra 30 feet? What does that mean?
Oh, you weren't there when I picked up Argon.
I saw you floating him.
Yeah.
Throw people with that.
Why would I want to be thrown? I might get knocked on my ass.
No, you physically wouldn't with this.
Mind blink if you got it.
Mind
Blink.
Blank's 8th level spell.
Oh.
Otherwise, I do have it. But I would
What
love
about-
to do contingency mind blank on somebody.
Or something like Resilient Sphere.
I do. Yeah, resilient sphere is always an option.
Not for Braska.
No.
No, not for Braska.
Lie.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
No, that's concentration, isn't it? But Fly would also get Zurzar into the fight quicker, would it not?
Yeah, but the last time someone cast fly on me, someone dropped the spell and I fell into a tree.
But what if you're the one concentrating on the spell?
That means it's just, I guess, don't get hit.
Well, we can think about it.
Yeah.
If anybody
Boys, there are
comes up with
definitely
something,
options.
Yeah, if anybody comes up with a really thing they'd really want to do and they want to use this magic item, you're more than welcome to do it. I'm more than happy to use the contingency spell, and if I have the spell that you want to use for it, I'm more than happy to donate both parts of that.
And if he doesn't have the spell, you guys need to pay somebody to get him the spell if you want the spell.
If you could find a
We know
spell,
a hot
I'll
dog
certainly
vendor who
copy
can
it
find
down.
things.
Yeah. A hot dog vendor. Contact the hot dog vendor and tell him you need Tensor's transformation.
So
Cool.
is the reason why it had a contest against your other attunements is because you already had an artifact quality?
I am assuming, yes.
Yes, that's all it is.
I've just never managed to open that artifact to figure out what it really does, and we killed the last thing that knew how to do it. The only thing that we've ever ran into that knew what it was the intelligence and Isel cross that won't tell me because I should already know, and the dragon that we killed. I haven't been able to find out anything else yet. I've tried, but I haven't had much luck yet. We've been busy. So.
Have you Legend Lord?
Yes, more than once.
Have you Lord Legend, though?
No, I have not Lord Legend.
That's your
Maybe.
problem.
Alrighty. So, next person in line for your downtime activity. Fordrum, were you busting up the item first, or are you currently working on one?
If we are on the 1 week on the ship,
Yep.
I will do. I mean, I probably can get both done. I don't think the staff is going to take all that long to file down and shape, because I think that's all it needs, and then hand it back to Arden, fuse it, and let him go. Because for that type of thing, I can also use. I can use spells. I can use creation or whatever, fabricate, stuff like that. So those kind of things. For the bone, that's not going to be all that. That can be shaped pretty quick. And you can tell me if it's going to take the whole week or not. Otherwise, taking off it's a day to make a functioning socket, so I assume it would take that or less to take it off.
It would take a day to take it off, just to make sure you don't break the masterwork itself.
Well, if you're going to make the other one, I don't need to take apart the one that I've got. I only need one of them.
Oh. Well, do you have a preference?
I would rather have the other one than break the one that I've got.
Okay, then that's what I do.
Because it's going to take me a year to do what I need to do, at least. That's a year of downtime, which means like the next 3 years of the campaign.
Got it.
Anyways, Fordrum.
Yep.
What are you making here? Describe it to us.
Dragon staff. So it is looks like it's made out of ebony because it's whitish. Bleach it where it needs to be, and then carve a beautiful dragon sculptured head with wings for the top of it. Unless it's like, do we remember if this came from the red or the white dragon?
White.
Yeah.
Red dragon lost its spine.
Right.
Yeah.
So since it's the white one, I'll make the head with the bigger ear wing things instead of the red one that has like horns and stuff. Right? Or does the white have horns? I don't remember.
White does have horns as well.
So I'll make it look like a white dragon's head.
Okay. Well, so this is a staff you're making, right?
Uh-huh.
Wood carver's proficiency?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I need you to roll that for me, please.
Okay.
Wisdom.
And I'm going to cast the... Damn it. I hate that I always forget the name of this spell.
Fabricate or
No, the one that gives me advantage in my
enhance ability.
enhance ability. Yep. Can't cast that on myself.
My favorite spell.
And you said cast it with what? Wisdom?
Wisdom, correct.
Oh, hold on. Advantage. Okay. Here we go. There. Fucking 4 and 6. 13.
All right. Well,
Apparently it's hard to do on a ship.
it is very hard to do on a ship. Despite all of the tools you do have at your disposal, you don't really have everything that you would like, and you were more focused on making sure it is functionally masterworked than beautiful. But at least by your standards, this is below par for what you do.
Yeah.
To everybody else, it looks nice. It's a very good staff. Like, white. Looks good. Gandalf-ish.
Is it still... If I feel like I'm not liking how stuff is, I'll leave it a little bulky, and maybe I can refine it later.
That's reasonable.
But...
Thank you, Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Where are we heading?
Shady Creek, right?
Yeah, we're heading. Yeah, Shady Creek.
Yeah, okay.
Next up on the docket. I think lastly for actual downtime activity, correct? Capriccio?
Yes, I do have some stuff.
Okay.
I need to talk to Fordrum. Fordrum.
Yes.
Hi. I know you're really busy. But do you have maybe a couple minutes? I need
Of
a
course.
favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need you to send some sendings.
Okay.
2 sendings.
Fine.
I have them written down so that you can just go ahead and read them, and he'll hand you 2 little notes. And these are both for Isolde, if you remember her. My
Yeah.
apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And he gives you the 2 notes.
Cool.
On behalf of Capriccio, he has your first assignment. Wildmounts, east of Nicodranus. Kursaka Jungle. Treasure in abandoned ruins. Adventure time. Have fun. Fortune again.
They're both 25 words.
On behalf of Capriccio, sending number 2. Let's discuss communion. Reach out at dusk when needed. He'll be listening. Remember to protect nature.
Yes.
You should have made it to where like it ended at 25 with whatever you do not talk to, and that's it.
No.
He's trying to help her.
So, yes, I send both of those.
Alrighty. Well then. I believe that's everything they wanted to do during their downtime, correct?
I guess I'll try if
Yeah.
I'm able. Can I? Is there any way I can try to start learning? I guess Elvish. Ugh.
From who?
Elvish. I don't know. From books. Is there like a fucking like
How-
chicken noodle soup for the soul Elvish translator book?
You want Elvish or Sylvan?
Elvish.
Elvish for idiots is a thing.
And while I do that, I will ponder if Fortune will ever finish my rapier.
Man, I'm gonna need time.
No, I'm just messing.
Everyone
I know,
comes to
I'm sorry.
Fortune for everything.
I mean, not that
He's so good.
That's Urzar. He knows he's busy. He's like, I'm not gonna bother this man with more. He's got enough shit on his plate.
Alright, so you do need somebody to teach you, though.
I think Broska said he had it. He could teach you gutter Elvish, all the cuss words. And
Ooh, actually,
And Cindy, I
menu
believe, was
items.
just saying she could.
No, I only know Sylvan.
Oh, okay.
I could
Well,
teach
the
Elvish,
languages
Giant,
he was
Zemnian.
interested in.
And common.
If-
You could teach
if-
common, Braska.
Yeah, but who doesn't
I
know
don't think
that?
I don't think I can speak common. I think that's too difficult. What if Braska and Capriccio helped me?
It really wouldn't do much. The responsibility of learning is not really on the educator in D&D, unfortunately. It's on the individual learning.
Okay.
So
I
it
mean,
takes mechanically a number of weeks, equal to 10 minus your intelligence modifier.
so it'd take 7 weeks.
And you can accomplish one of them on this journey, if somebody's willing to teach you during that time.
Wait, I can learn a language on this journey?
No, you accomplish one of the 7 weeks on this journey.
Hey, okay.
So you just keep
You
track of
learn
it.
1/7 of a language.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You get the common shit of, hello, how are you? Where's the bathroom? Water?
I will put this into Avandra's hands. One's Braska, two's Capriccio. Come here, Braska.
Nice.
How come every object you talk about starts with this word finny? Oh, that's because fuck. Where's the fucking bathroom? Where's the fucking water?
Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Zerzar probably would want to learn the swears first anyway.
Oh,
Just
then
the-
you chose the right teacher.
the
I know the obscure
more
ones.
the more eloquent words he would go to Capriccio.
Cynthia, your turn.
Any day that Argon's not using a 6th level spell, Cynthia would see if Argon would infuse one of the spears that she has. In case we ever need a door stopped or need to hold someone down for questioning, I think having these at the ready could be useful.
I have 3 days that I'm not using my 6th level spell slot.
I will hand you, what is it?
75
per?
gold, 25 piece.
All right. I will hand you that. Gotta do math now. And I will basically tell you that the magics that I know aren't my own. One comes from my bow, the other comes from a gift. My family protects the shrine to both a emerald dragon and a fairy dragon. Well, cluster of fairy dragons. They like to torment the emerald occasionally.
Okay. So
But is there anything you need me to know in regards to fighting these twos that y'all are wanting to fight? Because I know nothing of the twos.
one of them is capable of reflecting back any damage done to him onto another person. That's the male one. The other one's a powerful necromancer. And if she dies, Zerzar's father dies. And I'll give Cynthia any information we had so that he's caught up with what he knew as Sinclair.
Okay. Looks like if we could get the sister away from the brother, we can limit his ability to do that, maybe?
It wasn't his ability to do that. It was
yeah.
his ability to spellcast.
Yeah.
Do you have any means of ensnaring someone that I can get someone far quickly if they're not resisting?
I don't really have any snare type spells. Other than the bubble of invulnerability, but I don't think we want to wrap him in a bubble of invulnerability.
Would that not allow someone to push it?
It does, but then he also can't be hurt. And he's the one we need to kill first.
No, I was thinking put it on the sister.
Oh, yeah, in theory.
Get her away from the problem.
She's certainly powerful enough to dispel it around herself, I'm sure. It won't last very long. She's the more powerful caster of the two.
So we need to deal with him without dealing damage so much. And we need to deal with her without killing her. It's going to be a tough fight, that's for sure.
Yes.
Restraint takes more effort. But as long as you stay within close proximity of me, I should be able to keep you safe. And close proximity for me is 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay, well, I tend to stay towards the back, so I don't rush in, so... I normally hang in the back with Capriccio till Capriccio decides to become a dragon and go run in and breathe fire or breathe rainbow or whatever he breathes on people.
Breathe awesome.
Rainbow fire.
Rainbow fire, is that what you said, Capriccio?
That is what I said.
It's rainbow fire. Sparkly fire.
Well, as long as we're no further out than like 150 from whatever we're fighting, we shouldn't have any issues.
Nah, I can't be that far. I can't do anything.
Okay. And then I will wait for you to enchant the 3 spears, and I will put them into a quiver.
Alrighty. Well, the last thing we need to do, Capriccio.
Yes.
You need to make a decision. Are you going to try to control this staff completely and utterly, or are you going to attempt to attune to it?
What's the difference?
The control of it, you do not allow it into your mind. You keep it hovering around there and maintain control for the duration so that Argon can plane shift all of you, get out, and then you put it away. Attuning to it, you might be able to use it. It's your call. He left it with you.
I don't know. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Really? Why?
Because you're making that face. What do you mean?
Oh, that's just the lighting. It's fine. See? Halo. We're good.
And you're still within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, we're good.
No offense, new person, but no.
Oh no, that's just the distance that my aura can affect you.
No. No, I'm going to maintain control.
Okay. Well, I need you to roll me a wisdom save as you are practicing this over and over and over.
Okay.
Advantage.
You're actually going to have to roll for the whole week. So go ahead.
Okay.
Assuming you practice once a day.
I'll play by ear.
Okay.
So like, if I do good, then yeah. If I don't, then I'll stop.
The first day, it feels like it gets closer to your mind. It's trying still to find weaknesses, but you're still holding them up. But it got closer.
It feels like having a squid on my head. But it's in my head. The squid.
Do I see him practicing with this staff?
That's up to him.
I'm not gonna do it in secret. Are you crazy? No.
Okay.
The more people watching, the better.
So when I see this going on, I'll be paying attention. I'm going to ask the voice in my head, is that the same staff that you once wielded?
I was the one true king, not the last.
Oh.
That was my usurper.
Oh. Okay. Do you know anything about it? About restraining it?
Which aspect of the true king do you have again, Fordrum?
The voice. That's why I always talk to it.
My mind would know.
Oh. I thought they were one and thought you were one and the same. Understood.
I am just the voice.
Fair. You know so much for being the voice. All right.
Only what he has spoken. Or only what I have spoken.
For him. Yep. Makes sense. All right. Hope you're well. Cast a little beacon of hope on his head, on my head for him. Just, we don't talk often, so I figured.
He's cozy.
Cool.
Now with so few voices going on in there, he actually has plenty of space to relax.
Right. Finally.
Argon?
Yeah.
The fragment that y'all lost in the shade is with a king?
We didn't lose it. We gave it to someone.
Yeah, the paper here says it was a king.
That's what he called himself.
You don't think that might be his staff?
I don't think they're related to each other. I mean, I guess it's possible. We've ran into so many things called king that I don't really link the two together. Because there's the one true king, there's the last king, there's whatever that king is.
You sure get around.
That we do. One last thing to try for Capriccio. On one day, I will cast Mind Blank on him, which makes him immune to charm, just so we can see the effect, so we know whether that's worth doing on a day that Capriccio desperately needs to use this.
All right. So Capriccio, you're going to try another day?
Yes.
Give us another wisdom save, still at advantage.
Okay.
Guidance?
22.
Well, guidance is not.
I know.
It be blessed.
It's the only punchline I got.
So, Capriccio.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Argon's spell, you feel that this entity has found one thread in your mind that it can penetrate through. You feel it prodding at this soft portion, ever so intricate in trying to find what it is looking for, but Argon's spell does not allow it to pulse through, almost like a plastic barrier around that it gentle prodding can't force its way into. However, as it is pushing, you hear something speaking to you. The words don't make any sense inside of your mind. However, you can sense emotion behind it. I need you to roll an insight check.
Okay. Insight check.
Wow.
What is happening?
I know.
I keep thinking about squids in my head. I need to stop.
Little squids in my...
Am I paying enough? Since I did this, am I seeing that he's struggling? Can I chronal shift him or not?
Sure.
All right, then
You
we'll
see a
allow him
look
to
of
reroll it.
confusion that doesn't seem to resolve.
Yeah, because I am
And you-
actively part of this experiment, so.
Absolutely.
And you in fact do hear me go very quietly, little squids in my head.
Little squids in my- Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to cast that.
Hello,
shitty and
Eldritch
fail.
Daddy. How are you?
It didn't work. Here, try again. Find a future where it did.
I was messaging Capriccio and I was saying like, oh yeah, it found the mental G spot to get inside.
All right, so roll again, Capriccio.
Little squids in my head.
Yes!
Oh.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, there's actually layers to this onion. Okay. First thing. You can sense that whatever this is feels broken. Like a fragment of a whole. You can sense certain emotions from it. Betrayal, anger. But you also sense something deeply rooted inside of it. A need for destruction. It's not enough justification for saying a wanting. It goes against reason for you. Whatever fragment of whatever entity is residing inside of this, it needs destruction. And nothing short of that would satiate it. And there's a frightful presence to that as well, Capriccio. Whatever this is, you sense that the destructive nature of it won't be quenched at death, won't be quenched at genocide. It would be quenched if everything was destroyed. Nothing remaining. And the hyper intelligence behind it is frightening to you.
Argon, you see Capriccio staring at the staff very intently as a sort of somberness falls upon his expression. And after a few moments, he very slowly turns his head towards you. And he just goes, "Those are not little squids in my head."
Little what's in your head?
The entire time, like little fingers rolling across your mind, trying to find a weak spot.
Maybe you should wrap that thing back up, Capriccio.
I'm okay. Actually,
Are
I think
you though?
I'm okay. And I give you a thumbs up. In fact, I think I'm okay because you're here. But yeah, whatever is in here, it's a piece of a whole, but It's very bad. It's the thing that nightmares have nightmares about.
So I should keep my cap's water ready.
You look behind you and Broska's just standing.
What's up?
Hey.
So there's something living in the staff that's just a piece of something that's even bigger and darker?
Yes.
I feel like we have enough bad guys hunting us. Maybe we don't want to poke the bear too much.
Yeah, it's difficult to explain. The words I'm thinking of is the ultimate bad guy.
So what
Well,
you're saying is
The
this is a
IRS?
post-Trent thing.
Here. It sounds like a post-Trent thing. I hope.
So
Yes,
definitely
it
the
sounds-
IRS.
It sounds like something for the next campaign.
That sounds like
Oh, yeah,
another
no.
group's problem.
Yeah.
You know, I realized something. You know how Trent's adopted multiple identities throughout the years?
Uh-huh.
There's probably some tax evasion going on there.
If we can't get him the
We could
IRS
report
bill,
him.
The
I don't
extra
think this
planar
thing pays
IRS will find him.
taxes. Yeah, I don't think this thing pays taxes.
Well, it's living rent free in your head.
No, it's not.
no. You got it
Make
kept
sure
at
it
bay,
doesn't.
Capriccio?
Yes.
Okay. So did the spell help or hurt? Or not make a difference?
With the knowledge, with the knowledge in my head that without the spell I would have failed, I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, it helped a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So if you need it, we'll be able to do it. That's
Yeah,
good to
yeah,
know.
yeah. I think we should definitely make use of whatever resources we have to get the best outcome possible. Yep.
All right. So we'll make sure we have that ready when we're ready to use that.
What level spell is that?
8th,
Oh,
which I would like to point out that Joey referred to my 8th level spell as a plastic shielding.
A plastic wrap.
It's plastic. That
The
is
entity
terrifying.
is gently prodding. It's not trying
Yeah.
to force its way through. It's just,
It-
oh no,
it-
I was stopped.
It
Yeah, it's gotta-
terrifies me that my 8th level spell is saran wrap to this thing.
Yeah, it's just you gotta let it tease it.
It's not even the full fucking condom. Just.
It's freaking cling wrap is all the stronger it is to him.
Yeah. If I suddenly start praising Cthulhu, then that's when you know.
Ah, yes. The last ditch effort condom, saran wrap.
I'll
that
know
a,
when you stop saying cute, stupid shit.
is that a devil?
Saran wrap the devil.
What's that for? Drew?
Is that a devil? Cthulhu?
No, Cthulhu's
Something else.
Are you
Separation.
proficient in religion, Capriccio? Are you proficient in religion?
Oh, are you asking in character or
Yes.
character?
What are you talking about? Cthulhu's not a
No, I'm talking. No, I mean for Drew. I thought that
I'm
was
not-
out of character.
Oh, that
I'm
was out
asking
of
him.
character. I apologize. That was okay. In character. Okay.
Yeah.
My
sorry.
comment was out of character.
Because I will let y'all know now, Cthulhu is canon.
Hey,
Who do you
Actually,
think's
I
the
wanna roll.
Lord of all the Ducks?
I wanna roll. I wanna roll if I know
That
Cthulhu.
tracks.
Can I roll
Are you proficient in religion?
in religion?
I am.
No.
No, none of us are.
The only
I am.
reason Capriccio would be able to know this is because Capriccio is from the Outer Planes.
Hmm.
But no, if you're not proficient, you can't do it, Capriccio. There's still some.
If he said please.
We're mean DM.
I know I'm horrible DM. So bad at this.
No, I'm the only one with religion in this whole party.
religion's overrated.
So you gonna
I've-
try again, Capriccio? You have a few more days.
I have religion. Can I roll deception?
Yes, I will try on the third day.
All right. Are you prepping him again, Argon?
Yes.
Okay.
The third day he's risen.
Little squids in my head.
Go ahead.
Oh! Every time I say that, I roll a nat 20.
Finding that weakness in your mind, the moment you touch it, you feel that it was anticipating you, it was waiting, and it flooded over to that location, hoping that there was an opening, but you managed to fortify that as best as you possibly can. And as soon as it rushed over there, it just crawls back a little bit, realizing you're protecting your own mind. And then you sense a playfulness from it. This fragment of an entity seems to believe that your mind is a plaything, and you're just winning right now. The eeriness of all of this, Capriccio, is you can almost conceptualize the feeling of a hand crawling across your mind, peering at every single surface of it. Are you attempting to attune to it? I'll ask you again.
No.
Okay. But you seem to be getting used to this creature, this entity. It certainly wants to break your mind and take control. And it's cunning. And it's fast-moving, and it is powerful. You can keep it at bay, Capriccio. You know you couldn't do it forever if you had to do this every single day, but when the time comes and it's very important, you think you can handle this. Argon's spell is a great contingency. But you think you probably would be alright, more than likely.
Okay.
Are you going to try a fourth time?
I am going to consult with the rest of the group, and I will share the information that I have thus far gleaned in communing with this thing and attempting to protect my mind from its assaults.
I have a query, Argon, in regards to what he's saying. Is there a difference between attuning and protecting? Like, would attuning to it put it in its own little box in one's mind?
Ooh.
I mean, attuning to it is, I'm assuming, is going to actually open the door wider. Could I roll
Yeah.
Arcana?
Yeah.
Guidance.
And it is an item.
Let's
Has
fucking
advantage.
go!
Oh my
So,
god.
this actually stands to reason given the fact that you know how to attune to 4 items.
Yeah,
36, thank you.
36.
When you attune to an item or object, 420s, right? Hey, 420s, let's go. We're cool and hip. Anyways, you know that when you attune to something, you open up your mind for it to enter into it. And you dedicate a portion of your mind, your concentration, your thoughts towards that object so that you can accept its magic into you and gain the benefits of it. In instances of sentient items, however, that also gives it the option to do that to you. So, although yes, you do put it in its own special place, if it is sentient and more powerful than you, it can take over your mind, curse you, make you fall asleep and never wake up. There's any manner of different things depending on the portion of your mind you put it to and how quickly it moves to where it wants to attack. And this is obviously a cursed object. I'm sorry if that's a little too on the nose for you guys. It's cursed.
So you're perfectly safe. There's no danger at all to you, Capriccio. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, attune to it. You'll be fine.
At least until you get your toe back, right?
Yeah, attune to it and tell me where my toe is. And...
Yeah, everything
That's
will be
the
fine.
first thing I
Braska?
do
Braska?
after. That's how you know I'm possessed. I give you back your. I admit that I have your toe, and I give it to you.
That's how I know you've turned. That's a good
Smash.
test.
Swat
I'll
him.
remember
Swat him.
Do you have my toe? Of course. Kill it! Kill him now!
Kill it with fire.
I'm imagining him just like hitting with a shovel, just like clank, 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 clank.
Go
Yeah,
the fuck
so-
to sleep.
Yeah, attuning to it will put you in far, far greater danger.
I have no plans of attuning to this thing.
However, you do know that by attuning to it, you are granted the power from within.
I don't want that shit.
You're clearly not a warlock. So-
Yeah, that's not
No.
really Capriccio's style.
I have a 20 to wisdom. I don't want that shit.
I've got a character that would have attuned to it without even thinking about it, but not Argan.
You're playing it right now.
Argan would do it. He would think about it and then decide it was worth the risk for the sake of power.
So, should I try again the next day? It's the question that I'm putting out to the rest of the group.
Are you gaining anything at this point by trying? Honestly?
I'm not, besides, information, some vague information, I suppose I'll upload in it. I actually feel as though the more I try, the more difficult it's going to get. I don't
I-
think
Oh,
I
go
don't
ahead,
think
Boardroom.
practice is not going to make perfect. I think practice is going to
Kill you.
destroy me.
Yeah,
Well, stop touching it. Sorry, that was so motherly. I apologize.
Stop it or you go blind.
My question, when you said that it's a part of a whole,
Mhm.
sometimes things attract themselves. So are you worried that if we take this to where it's from, we will attract the whole that this is part of?
I think it's a possibility. I couldn't say yes or no.
Okay.
Awesome idea.
Thank you.
Thanks for that tidbit, Boardroom.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure out how truly fucked up this will be. That's
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
So,
It's a good
If-
call out.
if I'm understanding correctly, y'all got an express pack that is literally cursed and may possibly seek out its other pieces if we bring it to where it's gonna express pass us to.
Sounds about right.
And you know of another way to get to said place, it just takes longer.
Yes. But that place does require us crossing through the Shadowfell. It's not like the other option is walking through a forest for 4 days and boom, you're in the abyss. There's definite dangers to going through the Shadowfell as well.
Yeah, remember the Croton?
Wait, isn't it the
Oh.
shade that we're going through?
God.
I thought the Shade was where the king was at, but Shadowfell was the path to
The
Abyss.
shadow
That is
entity or
correct.
whatever.
You are
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
The
Okay, got
Shade
it.
is a plane that is very similar to the Shadowfell, but it is
Yeah.
more of a primary plane that has a lot of aspects very close to it.
The
So we need to-
Shadowfell is Lady, or Raven Queen's domain, and also where entities like shades are from.
The Shadowfell was a little less frightening when Sinclair was in the group, even though Sinclair did piss off something major while he was down there. But at least he had ties to the Raven Queen, who is the reigning power there.
Mm.
But also, he had an enemy that was terrifying.
You know, I
But-
wish I'd studied and gone through like normal priest teachings.
And learned religion instead of learning another way to make something. But you wouldn't want
No,
to give
no,
up your crafting.
I'm very appreciative of what I did, but my whole religious background is this is how God helps you hit things harder to make it flatter and smoother. But this is a moment where I'm just sort of reflecting on my uncle's teachings and thinking I missed some theory.
True faith has never been about theory for Dramuna, then.
No, I totally agree with that, but I just feel sort of helpless when it comes to, you know, demons. But we'll see.
Maybe all you need to know about demons is that you can smack them.
True.
You make things flat to make things flat.
That's how
Right.
my mom does it.
Who's your mom?
She's a shrine priestess that guards over a domain of the Emerald.
Never heard of them. Where are they?
Joey, I have no idea where that would be on.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of this aspect of your backstory, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, no, like where my family's from.
Yeah. So, typical Tabaxi area? Is that what you're asking?
It'll be a remote, like forested area, which is where an emerald would want to live.
The typical Tabaxi area.
Yeah.
But more remote. Cliffkeep Mountains if they prefer the colder terrain and territory. Closer to Terra as well. The Vernon Expanse if they prefer the more humid territory. If they prefer the extremely more humid territory, Riffimus Peninsula. If they're Wildmount based, Lushka Forest, which is the edge touching the tip of Tal'Dorei. Yeah, any of those.
Your house.
No, it's touching Tal'Dorei. It's right next to Whitestone.
Oh, yep. See, I'm looking at the wrong map.
You got a map? Probably. Oh, thank you.
Yep, so either zoom into 250 or you can't read it. Here, if they're Wildmount based. Here, if they prefer the colder territory. Here, if they prefer the pretty humid territory. Here, if you want them to be in the tropical raid forest.
Probably the one in the Wild Mount because I have to be near where Lyceum is.
The Lyceum isn't near Whitestone. The Lyceum's closer to Amon, which is on the other side.
Yeah. Which would be here or here.
The Emerald has plenty of forest and could live in a mountain. So probably up there, yeah, be fine. It's what Cliff Mountains.
Cliffkeep
Does
Mountains?
Does she deal with a lot of demons?
Spirits and creatures not from our realm. She wards.
You don't answer
the
questions
area.
very directly, do you? Because to me, that's just no.
I don't know exactly what she does. Like she tried to beat the priesthood into me, and it didn't take.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't know your mom beat you. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I won't ask any more questions. That's terrible. Apologize. If you need anything from me, I will be glad to help.
It's more of the fact that I can't sit still
Right.
for very long, and so
Of course not. Led you down this destructive path, too.
well, it led me to a position where I was now in charge of watching a specific spot, not moving. So this is a vacation, technically, for me. But all good trials, take patience and fortitude to deal with. But yeah, there's a nest of little fey dragons and the big green emerald one that live up there. In the
Yeah,
mountains.
I'm not worried about the dragons anymore or whatever that is.
Well, she just wards off like the intruders that would want their possessions and access.
Mm-hmm. Sounds lovely.
Fairy dragons are a bit mischievous and, well, they're fey. That's how I picked up Sylvan.
Do you hate the Fae?
No. I had
Okay.
a lot of fun playing with the fairy
I
dragons.
was testing you.
The fairy looking directly at you. Alrighty, so you are not going to attempt to attune to it anymore.
I've never been trying to attune to it.
Well, to connect and keep it
Right.
at bay.
I think I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. I think I'm going to stop at the nat 20.
Sure.
I think you're right in being cautious about it because it may get bored of that spot and find another weakness.
I don't think you have any weaknesses, Capriccio. You can handle it.
You don't
I
even
don't think
need
so
the
either.
spell. So, the last day of your guys' break, sailing across the area, Capriccio, you are confident in your own abilities to control the staff's presence long enough for you to channel it into a tuning fork.
I'm ready to roll a nat 1 when it comes to it.
Oh, I'm so ready for that as well. And Zurazar.
Yes.
Sorry, not Zurazar.
Aww.
Fordrum will receive back ascending after Zurazar sends the piece of paper. Roughly about 5 minutes go by. Zatuz alerted me that they will meet me in Shady Creek at 123 Stick Street. Why?
I didn't think they'd respond
So-
back to him.
Literally, the thing, I freeze and I look at the staff and I'm like, I am fucking this up with distractions. Damn it. And I look at Argon and I just hold a hand up like, I'm sorry, but I mouth it and don't say it. And I turn to the group and I go, Reggie's asking why the twos are going to meet him at 123. What was the address
Street.
again? 6th Street in Shady Creek.
Generic
didn't let him
address
in.
and location for you to refer to.
Y'all didn't let him know y'all were going to do this, did you?
Cynthia, hang on.
No. To answer your question, Cynthia, no.
That
Because we
may
lied
or
about
may
being
not
him.
have,
So,
slipped their
listen,
minds.
I'm going to tell the truth unless you guys tell me real quick what you need me to tell Reggie.
Pretty sure you just about used up the 25 words of response right there.
No, he's not replying yet.
I'm
He's not
replying,
replying.
I'm talking
Okay.
to you guys.
I think you should tell him that we're baiting the twos and using his name to do so. I don't really see the need to lie to Reggie.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell him the truth.
Yeah, I think you'd be fine with it.
Or maybe he'll teleport to us and kill us all.
Yeah, that might be too.
I was gonna roll for their insight, but I looked at what their maximum possible insight was, and even with all of my re-rolls that I have, I can't. Which means those re-rolls have to be saved for the fight.
Also, deep down, Zerazar wanted to use the like when he used the Emerald Pen, literally script get fucked like after behind it, but he thought better. Never know.
Do 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 do. We're
Okay.
baiting the twos into a trap so we can save Zuazar's father. We're sorry we didn't tell you beforehand. He'll send you back a reply. No need for apologies. I said you may do this. It's fine. Should I write a reply to them?
Fuck. He just asked if he should write a reply to him. Now, if I tell him the truth, he'll know that Zurazar has forged his name.
I mean,
He
they
already
don't know.
does now.
They don't know if
He
they don't
knows
know I did it.
someone did.
Wait, when you told him the truth, what did you tell him? They didn't already know that.
Oh,
Also,
I told him that we're baiting the twos into a trap so we can save Zurazar's father. We're sorry we didn't tell him beforehand.
How
you
many
hear-
days? Question: how many days is it to Shady Creek?
I mean, we're a day away, aren't we?
Yeah.
Also, did you hear my comment about the illusory script?
Yes, I heard.
No.
Oh, I thought better of it, but if I was
What the get fuck thing?
Oh yeah. Shit. I mean, if they believe that Reggie wrote that, then they're going to then why would they not believe it from the actual source?
I would just tell
That's not-
him to tell them. See you in one day. And then set a time.
Okay, so Zurazar, Argon, what are we doing? Do I tell Reggie to send a reply or do I not?
I don't think he needs to.
I don't think he needs to either. They already set a time and a day, or a time and a place. We just be they're fashionably on time.
I think it would be weird if he started a conversation back and forth between the two of them. From
Okay.
whether it's him doing it or Zurazar's doing it, from his position of trying to trade with them, having a bunch of communication back and forth over magic defeats the purpose of him having them meet him in person.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
No, because I'm very polite. I would absolutely reply.
They
Fair
just start passing over fucking magic papers. Like,
Yeah.
how was your day? It was good. How was yours? You know.
All right, so Zurazar, does that make sense to you? You're
not?
more of the shady person than Fordrum is.
They set a time and
Thank
place. They already set a time and place.
Okay.
That is far more than enough.
Okay.
I mean, if we're going for efficiency, what else do you need? You don't
Exactly.
need to say anything else.
The details have been set, and if you don't show up, then that's on you.
You die.
Well, they
Did
might
they
actually.
say a time? I know they said a place. Did they say they set a time?
No.
That's unprofessional of them.
Well, they didn't say. They just said a location. They're trying to maintain a little bit of control over the situation.
Yeah, which is why we got there. Which is why we, did this late in the trip. So in theory, we should get there first.
Hopefully.
Unless they happen to be able to teleport directly to there, which is possible, but I think unlikely.
Yeah. And I will leave you all with this. Map of 123 Stick Street in Shady Creek.
You mean a black screen?
Place your token wherever the fuck you want, and you guys, over the course of the week, can set up whatever type of trap or ambush or anything else you're trying to do to the twos.
Yeah.
As you guys will get there in impromptu amount of time ahead of them. My expectations at the beginning of next session is each of you will tell me this is what everything we want to prepare, and I will either interrupt you partway through or you succeed on all of it when they show up.
See.
Place your token. Oh, you have a new
did.
token. That's right. Yeah. Give me a second. Dark Vision, right?
Yes.
What type? 60?
6.
Yes, 60.
All right.
Is there any chance, Joey, that you could turn off the vision for this week? Just so we don't have to move around to see stuff?
That's fair. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, I expect it to be back on. I have no problem with it being on when we're fighting, but it would make it easier for us to plan.
There you go. Easier.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, no problem at all. So you guys have a week to go behind the DM's back and figure out what it is y'all are going to be doing, okay? But, players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.